Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to today's matchup between Carnegie Mellon University and Iridescent Dawn Ignite. If you haven't done so already, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your host, BG Smitty, and my co-host today is BG Def. We're going to go ahead and jump right into pick and ban phase. We have a very interesting best of three going on today, and I'm excited to see what these teams are going to bring to the table. Starting us off, we see a Gwen ban coming out from CMU and followed up with a Samira ban. So this Samira ban is clearly got to be a specific ban to the 80 carry on CMU. I don't think that Samira's in a great place right now. So this has to be like a one trick as well as this Talon ban.
I mean, she got some good synergies with some other aggressive support picks, so it could be a good option early on. I like the Gwen ban. Gwen is always busted.
No, Gwen definitely. This Viego and Nocturne, definitely very good bans across the board. And the final ban coming out of Syndra, I think Syndra ban on red side is always necessary.
Yeah, just for her quick Hunter to O, you know, target pick blow up,
Yeah,
essentially.
that point and click ultimate, especially with the itemization that she builds. Um, just in
Storm
the
Surge.
the storm surge, things like that. It's a phenomenal ban out across all elos. But seeing we have for CMU, they first picked this Seraphine. So I'm kind of curious to see if this is gonna be a mid lane Seraphine or if it's gonna be a support Seraphine. You do see them in both lanes from time to time.
Where
But
this where's there's the Silas lock in.
that is a Silas lock in. But I want to talk about this red side R1 R2 picks. The Vi Ari is probably hands down the best duo combination for jungle mid lane pair ups. The point and click from the Vi ultimate followed up by a charm from Ari, just with the burst potential out of both of them, kind of completely 100-0 to basically anyone in the mid lane. So I'm
Do you think Vi is in a
extremely
good spot right now? It feels like I'm gonna tell you what it feels like. Feels like Vi is either really squishy or does no damage. What do
uh
you think about that?
I don't disagree, but I don't fully agree either. I think that in these higher elo games, the Vi is actually more has more utility and doesn't fall behind as much. But Vi is one of those champions where she's supposed to do more damage in the early game and really be a frontline annoyance or the ability for a pick potential in the later stages of the game. She's not so much worried. You're not so much worried to see how much damage she can output unless she's just that far ahead in the later games. But in the beginning, like first 15 minutes, her just upfront power is just disgustingly strong.
I
But
can see her damage being relevant early and then falling off late and her progressing onto more utilitarian kind of pick, single target lockdown.
exactly.
Um, but going on to the rest of these picks, we see Caitlyn Karma. The Caitlyn Karma is pretty strong. Into the Zaya Seraphine. Zaya Seraphine is super duper safe. But so is the red team. It's looking like a slow and scaling kind of game, and we see Ornn here complementing that exact playstyle.
Yeah, exactly. So I actually really like this Ornn pick. A nice strong front line. Uh, and
Talk
then
about strong front line.
yeah, if this Amumu gets locked in, that'll be absolutely nuts. Um, the Amumu ult followed in by Orin Horn and the Seraphine Encore,
Rana.
but they opt to go for the last pick of Shabana, which I really like. So this kind of tells me that they want to play around
Riven?
these
Are
around
they
these.
gonna do it?
I want to see if they take the Shabana more around the dragon since it goes with her passive, or if it they're gonna try and still focus these grubs. But we
Oh
do see the
man,
final pick of the Dr. Mundo coming
I
in.
wanted them to play Riven so bad.
Yeah, I figured you wanted to, but you're a Riven one trick. But tell us a little bit about what you want to see out of these teams moving forward.
Well, top lane is gonna be just in scaling island. No one is gonna kill each other in the top lane. Which is what both teams are gonna want for their front line. It's looking like the Silas pick is gonna be a super duper wild card on the side of CMU. Um, Whereas what the red team has going for them is these quick single target lockdown and burst. You know, you got the Ari that is going to be able to roam around the map and play her angles and really follow up on the Vi. You got the Caitlyn that's going to be able to follow up with her traps, and then the safety coming out from Karma and Mundo. It's going to be a really grindy kind of match, I imagine, because with this Zaya Seraphine, it is going to be tough not to die as soon as you go in. And then they also have the follow up coming out of the Silas and the Ornn, you know? So
Yeah,
this is definitely going to play out to be a super interesting match, I imagine.
exactly. And now we're gonna go ahead and jump into game. We see, and we're gonna see if what you say is actually what they bring to the table. What I like actually more than anything is I actually like the fact that the side of CMU opted into more of
30 seconds until minions spawn.
a re-engage kind of comp. So if once this Vi, this Ari, this Mundo start kind of trying to run everybody down or just pick somebody off, they have the potential to really turn the team fight into their favor. We see a little bit of harass going on. Batman was trying to get a ward down, but
Immediately swept by the Shyvana.
yeah, so that's a nice little XP going a little XP boost going into Shyvana's favor. But no, but
They do know where she's starting.
in this, I do think that that's key, knowing that the Shyvana's starting topside. Um, and we also see that the Ari was able to place a ward on the Raptors, for in CMU's jungle, so they definitely know that the Shyvana is going to be pathing bot side.
Might be
And
looking for an invade angle since they're watching her so intently.
yeah,
Focus is gonna go just wide on the Caitlyn.
yeah, no, I definitely like this. So both sides have high potential for not just being able to just blow somebody up, but the pick potential coming out from the side of Ignite is just absolutely phenomenal. And the poke damage is going to be crazy in the later stages of the game, especially if this Caitlyn and Karma get online. We've seen in past games before, if a Caitlyn starts rolling, it doesn't matter who's standing in front of her, she can just absolutely annihilate the front line.
Yeah, Caitlyn is gonna be a little bit of a lane bully here. Passive pop on the Mundo for the Q of the Ornn. He could have followed that up, but I don't know if he took that ability second. Stepping on a trap here, the Caitlyn is just gonna be poking him down, whittling him down. Oh, that Q really working on the Mundo here. Not more than I expected.
Yeah, I want to see. Oh, that's a nice charm coming out from the Ari. Ooh,
It's a
but he
great
stepped
charm.
forward
Oh,
too,
and he
just
takes
a
the
little
turret
too
shot.
far.
I don't know if he wants to continue trading this.
No, he does not.
Ari's ability is gonna come back up. She's like, one more Q, he's gonna have to flash that. He's going back in. Is it going to be enough? Another charm is going to land out of the Ari, and then Ari's ignited, but it's not going to be enough. Ari's going to get the first blood.
Now we see Ornn on this top side trying to bully out this Mundo. He's going to be pre-6. He's extremely strong into this Mundo. But we do see that the Shyvana opted to skip the red buff initially to see if he could get an early gank off on the bot lane, but it was unsuccessful.
Ran into a ward in the tri-bush.
Yeah, the side of Ignite, they're doing very well with these wards, knowing where the Shyvana is or where the Shyvana wants to be. They're doing really well on their timers as well. So I'm curious to see how they're gonna move forward when they know exactly where Shyvana is or what they want to be trying to do. If they're gonna have the early rotations or if they're gonna try and bully them out so they can't get these dragons.
Now, if this Ornn is ever to kill the Mundo, double root landing on the Caitlyn, it's gonna take a big poke. Uh, if the Ornn is ever to kill the Mundo, it's gonna be now 3-6.
Yeah, exactly. The Mundo is most vulnerable pre-6 because once he's 6, his ultimate's not on that long of a cooldown. He can just constantly kind of pop it every time he gets below half health and just re-get his health back. Basically, it's almost a free back, and he can back when he actually needs to get key components for his items.
And bot tower getting a little low from all the harass. That plate is definitely gonna be up for grabs in this next wave. Looking like red team bot lane gonna take the advantage just for the sheer poke that they have in range.
Exactly, and this I like to see this coming out of the side of Ignite. The Caitlyn Karma is clearly a poke lane. They're gonna have that early harass. They have the range and the damage to be able to really kind of inflict this poking power and be able to secure some of these plates. But what I like on the side of CMU is this Seraphine pick. Even though it was a first pick and the Karma was picked into the Seraphine, this Seraphine pick is massive because the empowered Qs coming out of the Karma don't really do too much if Seraphine's able to pop the shield or the empower shield with the heal. It kind of negates it. So a lot of the poking power that comes out of this Karma, it kind of gets negated, especially in the early stages of the game.
You would think that, but we're not able to see that accurately right now because red team bot side just finished backing. But they were actually up in HP and mana, interestingly enough. So Seraphine definitely has to use her shields to block, you know, the Caitlyn damage and the Karma damage.
But
Hold
now
on.
we see a nice empower Q coming in. The Root's trying to try and follow, but he flashes over the wall. Now here comes the Ari and Vi over the wall and able to secure that kill on the Shyvana in his own jungle.
Wow, how quickly that Shyvana fell, huh?
Exactly, and this is actually very bad for the side of CMU. This is 2 kills on the side of an Ari, and Ari, if ahead, can just absolutely run over a game.
Take the game over, yeah.
But it answered my question on both teams really wanted to try and prioritize these dragons over the grubs. Not too terribly much going on here in the bot lane. It's just going to be pretty. It's going to be pretty passive for the most part. The Caitlyn Karma, they're going to be looking to just try and get any type of chunk damage onto this Xayah and Seraphine. And if they're able to slow push a wave, they might be able. Oh, but hold on, here comes the Vi looking in. The charm's going to land now. The Silas is going to take Ari's ult and try and get to safety. He will be able to get out. But that was extremely close. That was almost another kill going into the favor of Ignite.
Very close.
Oh,
and as you said, oh wow, the Caitlyn getting rooted again. 1 HP. She's not gonna be able to fight back much more here. Just trying to kite away, help this Karma get out. I don't know if they're gonna be. Ooh, the flash E is coming out of the Xayah is just gonna miss the empowered RW coming out. Now the charm is gonna land. That's gonna be a dead Caitlyn. Just too many stuns. As this
6 was massive.
Seraphine hits 6 just in time.
Yeah, while we have the chance, I'm gonna run that back real quick. You're gonna see in this bot lane, like the Mystic here is getting chunked out, but then they turn their focus onto the Karma. And when Xayah looks for the flash, I understood why he was trying to get that root, but Mystic was level 6, and I thought that they overstayed, but then the level 6s come out for both the Seraphine and the Xayah, and it was enough to be able to pull to be able to keep them alive, and that encore coming in clutch to be able to secure that kill onto the Caitlyn.
Yeah, that level up, that 6 level up on the Seraphine was super clutch for them there in that fight.
Here in the top lane, just the typical top lane, isolated island, smacking each other around with their giant weapons. Ain't really too
Just
terribly much.
stacking their grasp.
Yeah, they're gonna be, both of them are gonna be real beefy in this later stage of the game. But now we see the dragon.
Shyvana setting up in the bot lane, setting up for a lane gank here. I wonder if they see her.
Don't think she saw.
There's no way that the Caitlyn. Oh, but she does. She is sitting on R here. She's stepping a little close.
Okay.
Here it is. The R is gonna come out of the Shyvana. She's gonna dive in, and that's gonna be the flash out of the Caitlyn. She says, "Thank you very much," and then walks away.
Yeah, that's gonna be massive, because now that's a massive cooldown coming out for Mystic on this Caitlyn. The flash being down is gonna be very problematic when they start to look to try and set up for these team fights, especially because they're gonna try and prioritize these dragons. The next dragon is going to be a very big priority, and more than likely we're going to end up seeing some type of team fight in some way, shape, or form around this next dragon. And if Mystic doesn't have his ult, if he's overextended even just a little bit, he can get locked up and absolutely annihilated.
Yeah, Caitlyn not gonna have flash for a while. She does have her barrier up, and she's just gonna have to play the safe game from as far back as she can.
So we didn't see it earlier, but the side of CMU, they did secure all 3 grubs, so they only need 1 more. But now we see this Shyvana hovering the top side. He does have ultimate, but Vi is already up here for a possible counter gank. He is gonna spot the Vi. I don't know if the Vi know they know he's there now. Now we see the Ahri starting to come up. They're trying to collapse onto this Shyvana. We see all 4 members of Ignite sitting in this top side. They're waiting for these grubs to spawn. It looks like they're gonna try and contest these grubs as soon as they come up. Shyvana having to ult defensively is never the best thing, but now we have a nice encore coming in for a tower dive. Here comes the root through. The barrier wasn't enough, and that Zai is gonna be able to secure that kill. But the Spirit Rush comes through from Blazing Cake. He's able to secure the charm, but it wasn't enough to secure the kill. But Vi was there to back him up and secure that kill in the mid lane.
Oh yeah, the flash Q coming out of the Vi, just secure the kill. Love to see it. This Vi Ahri duo is rocking it right now, just as you said. But now the dragon is spawning. We got multiple members of the red team recalling. It's gonna be a free dragon in exchange for the grubs.
So even though neither side is gonna I personally think that this trade right now is absolutely wonderful for the side of CMU. They gave up
I think
all
so too.
all three grubs. So yes, they may not be able to get the voidlings by having 4 more grubs, but they traded not only a mountain drake, but then the Shyvana gets a drake stack for her passive, which is only going to make her stronger moving forward. So I think this is just all around great for the side of CMU.
Yeah, I think it's a good trade. I don't mind it.
But though I do like the fact that the Caitlyn is building into this executioners, and more than likely it's going to go right into the IE. I think it's extremely strong. It's a very great great build. It can do a lot of damage. The Xayah opting to go IE first instead of Essence Reaver or Quickblade, the Void's Quickblade. So I'm kind of curious about this, but I think it still works with her kit, because the crit coming out of the IE with her feather pull is really good. Nice little chip damage coming out. from the side of Ignite. Not really too terribly much. They knew they had to get out of there.
Turret plating will soon fall.
Herald's going to be spawning here shortly. Oh, that's a nice root coming through. These feather pulls are absolutely massive coming out of this Xayah. Oh, that's a nice flash forward. Now they're trying to get on the Mystic. Not too much else is coming through, but they're going to be trying to get onto this Karma. Xayah doing the best that he can to try and throw these feathers out. And look, but now here comes the Vi, and the Ahri's here as well. Here comes the shot. That
Vi's here.
come out, but that's not going to be enough. The Feather Storm's going to fly, but that it was able to return a kill. But now everyone else is underneath the tower, but that's not going to be enough. The Xayah was able to get a double kill on this Vi because they re-engaged underneath the tower. That was absolutely massive. And this puts Xayah in a wonderful spot.
Xayah 3-1 now, able to come back with a full AE and a pickaxe longsword combo.
Yeah, even though he went magical footwear, I'm actually kind of curious why he didn't opt into building his berserker greaves first. Oh, that's a nice charm coming through, but the spirit rush may not be enough coming out from this Silas. Oh, it is. That Ahri hijacking Ahri's ult was just enough for him to get out to safety.
Looks like the Herald is going to go over to the red team. Vi is going to secure, lock that down. Meanwhile, Shyvana is going in onto this Ahri. Doesn't have Ahri yet. Silas is not going to be able to reach, but it's going to be enough for Ahri to use her ult just for security purposes. She is walking around with that big bounty. Does not want to give that away, but now looks like the blue team is going to get noticed by the bot lane. They're going to walk away with this blue buff scot-free. It is going to go to the Seraphine as well. Definitely going to be much needed for her to be able to continue supporting and protecting her carries. Not going to be much. Oh, the next dragon is spawning here in 30 seconds. That's going to be significant for the Seraphine to be able to use this blue buff.
Yeah, we do have Dragon coming up, but the side of Ignite is trying to clear out these wards, but we do see a nice little pink ward on the backside of this Dragon Pit, so they do know where they kind of are roughly. But there's no TP on the Silas, and Silas gonna have to rotate if he wants to be a part of this. But now we see the Horn coming through. Is he gonna be able to get the knockup? Oh, that's a nice knockup coming in, followed it by the charm from the Seraphine. They are going to be able to execute that Caitlyn. Now everyone on the backside is going to be able to pick up on this Karma, but Ahri is just wreaking havoc on the backside of CMU. Now Vi just trying to run, trying to get away, but this Shyvana is going to be able to do what he can. Now the Mundo just trying to create that space for the Ahri, doing the best that he can, and he is going to be able to save Ahri's life. But that is going to be a 3-for-1 trade going in the favor of CMU, and now they're turning all their attention onto the side of, or onto this dragon, this second dragon.
Yeah, this second dragon is going to be huge for them. Shyvana going to be able to continue to stack her passive. Red team is just spawning now. They're not going to be able to make it in time. They're rushing over, but I think they know now that they're not going to make it in. Vouch to just continue on into the lane. Just ground jump what they can.
Yeah, that was a nice fight coming out from both sides. It was, there was two different fights going on two different fronts, but the Mundo doing the best he could to just create the space. But Mundo's health bar didn't really go anywhere. Now we see this Herald coming down. They are going to be able to secure this tier 2 tower off this charge. Oh, but hold on now. Everyone's trying to jump in. The ultimate from Shyvana's coming through, but the Ghost is going to be popped with the ultimate as well with this Mundo, and he's going to be able to run out to safety. I don't know if it was completely worth. I know that as soon as that charge up came from the Herald, I think they should have just turned away and left because they knew that they were going to secure that tier 2 tower, and it would give them a little more time and space without having to burn any summoners or ultimates.
Yeah, this Mundo wanted to make a play onto the Xayah, but he was not aware that the blue team was right behind her.
Well, we have Baron spawning in about 30 seconds. The next Drake isn't for another 3 minutes, so I am going to expect to be seeing both teams really try and prep what they can on this top side of the map, trying to make sure that they have their wards down. CMU is already kind of ahead of that turn. They had some nice wards placed around the backside of this Baron pit. Now the Silas jumping in, the ultimate coming through for the Shyvana, trying to just burn down Batman. I don't know if he's going to be able to get out of this because he didn't have he used his ultimate earlier, and that is going to be a nice kill going over to the favor of CMU, but they know that the jungle is on the bot side, and I don't think it's going to be enough for them to be able to get this Baron. It was a nice charm coming through with the follow-up of Vibe, but this Orin is already just too tanky.
Orin doesn't even have armor yet. He's still tanky.
Yeah, but now we see the side of Ignite. They are able to get a lot of vision cleared out and a lot of vision put down for them around this Baron. So they have the upper hand for the time being, but they need to... I think they need to try and get a pick. If they look for a full 5-on-5, I have to give it into the favor of CMU, even though they're only down, even though they're down 1k gold.
You know, it does feel that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, sometimes the gold lead really doesn't mean too much. It's really the state
Can be
of the
deceptive
game.
depending on who the gold is on, huh?
Exactly. I think sometimes just the who has the gold, who's in the fights, or who's able to kickstart the fights off. Even though Ignite has a nice lead or map, I guess you'd say map control at the moment, with these 4 towers, with the fact that this Ahri is already extremely strong, the Vi extremely strong as well. It feels like they're not able to do too terribly much because they have a pick comp, but they're looking for more. Every time they look for a pick, CMU is there as a team, and if it's in a full 5v5, CMU is almost always going to win them.
Well, we do have this Orin about to hit level 14. He did give himself the upgrade. Another upgrade is going to be coming out for one of his teammates. That poke is going to land onto the Xayah. It looks like it's going to quarter bar her.
Yeah, this collector IE build is just absolutely insane for the side of Caitlyn. Every time that ultimate's up, and the fact that he also went first strike, he's going to be using his ultimate every time it's up and throwing it on whichever squishy he can get it on. Now everyone's starting to really move their way
Setting up
down.
for the dragon. The dragon is spawning in 10 seconds. The one jungle interest is trapped up. Looks like the red team is going to get first dibs on this dragon. Is blue team going to just give this? Looks like it.
Yeah, it looks like they're just gonna give it. The one thing that I will say is that what I like about Caitlyn's are the fact that they can completely put these traps down in choke points and force a team to have to go around them in another direction, giving the... But hold on now, the Ghost is popped. with the ultimate. But here comes the Feather Storm. Is it going to be enough? That's a nice flashback with a Feather Pull, but I don't think it's going to be enough. The Charm goes wide, but the Spirit Rush is going to be enough to be able to secure that kill onto the Xayah. Now, CMU down.
This Mundo is just not gonna die again. He just keeps healing. They don't have Grievous wounds yet.
Yeah, they don't have any Grievous wounds. They need...
None of them have Grievous wounds.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, but here comes the Oran Horn. And the teleport's going to follow, but the Encore's coming through. Everyone turns their focus onto the Vi. Now everyone's trying to run to the back. The CMU is just running them down. I don't think that Ignite can do much here. The roots are coming through. Mystic is getting caught out, but here comes the shield, the barrier. But I don't think it's going to be enough. Karma trying to risk his life, but everyone else is on top of this Caitlyn. Caitlyn just gets ran down. Now Mundo, this tanky frontline, not gonna be able to do too terribly much in return, but was trying to peel for this Caitlyn to the best of his ability.
Silas just barely lived there. He walks away 1 HP. Just barely lived that exchange. He's gonna be joining them back for this Baron. No one actually died on the blue team. It's gonna be 2 for nothing. This Mundo is gonna be trying to zone as best as he can. Gonna have to try to live through this Ignite while Silas is on him. And Vi is back. Not gonna be there in time for the steal. And now, because of the blasting cone,
that was a
we
beautiful
see a
blast
dead Karma,
cone.
and we see a dead Seraphine as well.
Yeah, that was a beautiful blast cone coming out from the side of CMU. They were able to really... Oh, but here comes the flash. They're gonna try and jump onto this Silas. He's already used mostly everything. The charm's gonna go wide, but then the ultimate comes out from this Caitlyn. It chunked him a lot, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. Vi, unfortunately, missing that. But a nice flash charm comes through, and they're gonna be able to land that kill onto the Silas.
Gonna have to flash to get the kill out of the Silas.
No, I don't think they did. They definitely had the ability to land everything. I think that flash is gonna be something that he's gonna need in the future for these future fights, and he's not gonna have it up, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, we got the dragon coming up before his flash comes back on. Not gonna be another Baron. Let's see how the blue team is gonna utilize this Baron to extend their lead. And we do, by the way, see them in the lead now for the first time in the game, I believe.
Yeah, since the early stages of some of the dragons and just pure CS leads as well as plates going over in the favor of Ignite, they had the gold lead just from early game macros and just having an overall better CS lead and being able to capitalize on some of the plates. Now we do see the Shyvana lurking. He is going to be spot on the ward, but he does jump in with his ult. Here comes the ultimate coming out of this Mundo, but he is going to try and run away. The hook goes wide. He's not going to be able to land it. But that is an ultimate burn for the side of Ignite. When
he's just so fast, even without the ghost. His ghost is coming up right now.
Yeah, he will have ghost for the next fight, but I don't think he'll have his ultimate in time.
But for Dragon, maybe.
No, I think he'll have it in time for Dragon, but if they look for any type of picks prior to it. But knowing that we have Dragon coming up in a minute, we do see all of the members of Ignite getting a nice back so they can replenish their wards, buy anything they need to buy, so they can come out, replace their wards and clear out vision and be prepared for this dragon, this 5th dragon that's going to be hitting the rift soon. CMU.
That's the first turret taken since they had the Baron.
Oh, that's a nice.
The Ornn ultimate is going to be coming up. It's going to knock up the Karma. She's going to follow up with a charm, and then that's just infinite CC stacked on CC on CC. The Silas is going to go down. Takes multiple turret shots, followed by headshots by Caitlyn. Caitlyn is going to try to set up these traps here so that she can defend this tier 3 turret, but the blue team is going to say, hey, that's okay. I'm going to go and go for this Dragon instead, but the Ahri is going to come with a flank from nowhere, and she's just going to be able to clean up everybody. She still has 2 more dashes left. And wow, this Ahri really is just taking over this game at this point.
The Ornn TP'd back to defend the tier 3, but it looks like he's losing that fight as well, and he's the only member alive right now. So it's going to be interesting to see how the red team is going to be able to follow up this play. Are they going to make a play on the tier 2 while this Vi takes the dragon? Is this Ornn going to go down to the Mundo? No way, right? I mean, he's got the Jack show running. He's just doing his best to fend him off so that he doesn't give a free inhib. He's going to have to go back and heal up.
No.
Red team is going to take the tier 2 turret and then slowly group back on Vi, make sure she's safe. We're going to go ahead and reset. I think that's an excellent series of plays by the red team.
No.
Get a near ace, get the tier 2 in the mid, get the dragon, and get the tier 3 in top. Come on.
No, that was absolutely beautiful. And while we have the opportunity, I'm gonna run that back. So we have the we see the Mundo pressing forward in the top lane, and then Ornn, when he goes for this TP, you see the Seraphine jump in front of him so he doesn't get interrupted by the Vi, and was able to stop that. But then the Ahri was lurking the whole entire time and just finally jumped over the wall. And when he came over with that Spirit Rush, he was just able to annihilate everybody on the side of CMU. But jumping back into live now, we do know that this Baron's going to be up in a minute. And both teams, and both teams really can benefit from it. But with these Hex Tech gates, everyone's able to get back onto the map so quickly. And I really like what I'm seeing out of the side of Ignite. They're always making sure that there's wards placed down. They're spending their gold on pink wards and placing pinks all over the map so they can see just about where everyone is on the side of CMU.
Looks like they're going to establish that vision control on the Baron. Man, this game is just a wrestling match. Just back and forth, just non-stop grinding. The Xayah is going to take a small chunk. Another tier 2 is going to go down in the favor of the red team.
What I find so interesting though is that there's only 27 kills in the game, and we're pressing the 31-minute mark now. But it feels like they've been fighting non-stop. But because they're playing, both teams are playing so well, they're able to not just give up kills
Unnecessarily.
Unnecessary kills in these exchanges. But this Ahri sitting at 9-1-3. Well, that's a massive charm.
Whoa.
Followed up by the Vi ultimate. Now the fight, it's already started, but the Spirit Rush is going to come over the wall. I don't think... Oh, that's another flash charm coming onto the Xayah. But here comes the Feather Storm. He forced the Feather Storm out, but here comes the Shyvana. They're trying to jump onto the back line. This Silas trying to get some kills. He's able to get one, but it's not going to be
Aiden is alive.
Hayden was able to survive. The Karma was able to trade his life for the side of Ignite. But then this Shyvana just isn't doing as much as he needs in the fights, or unfortunately he's not where he needs to be when these fights are really kicking off. And it's very unfortunate that the side of Ignite, they're really pushing forward on this pick comp, and when they can land those picks, they really start to these team fights really start to go in their favor.
You know, this Mundo is doing super duper well as well. I gotta say, he's not necessarily needed in every single one of these fights, but you see him really rocking it in the side lanes. He was able to get the tier 3 in the top lane, then the tier 2, and then the tier 3 in the bot lane as well.
All while the rest of his team was able to secure kills and
objectives, kills,
4v4s. And this is just absolutely phenomenal coming out from every member on the side of Ignite. They're really playing to their strengths. The Mundo keeping this Ornn out of the fights. It's like when the Ornn's actually in the fights, the CMU has the upper hand, but Ornn
he could never leave.
Having to be in the side lane to answer to this without that charm barely missing on the Seraphine. I think that would have been a dead Seraphine if that charm landed.
Target marked. Immaculate.
Oof. Caitlyn getting so strong. He's almost half barred.
Zaya not half. They're going to be
Oh,
engaging onto
here
this
comes-
Ornn. The charm is going to come out. It is going to land on 2 members of the red team. Ari is charmed right now. They're going in onto this Caitlyn. Now we see a charm on Ornn. Caitlyn is going to go down by the Shyvana. And now everyone is going down, focusing on this Vi. Mundo's in the middle. He is going to take the brunt of the damage. He has no follow-up members from the side of the red team. But that's because the whole bot lane was dead. So with Ari not having ult, and Vi being nearly dead, they have no one to answer to this dragon. It's going to be another free dragon for the side of the blue team.
Yeah, CMU now on both teams sitting on Soul Point, and now all the pings are going off for this Baron. Everyone's going to rotate, but while we have the chance, while everyone's rotating, we're going to look that back real quick. We see the Ornn horn comes through, but the Encore was able to land on 2 members, but then the TP finally comes through. Hold on one second. We're going to jump back into live real quick because the Silas almost got caught out by this Ari and Vi. But you see the rest of the members coming through.
Man,
Everyone-
Baron is just melting.
Baron is gone. This is massive for the side of CMU. This is really going to help them be able to fix their lane states, fix their waves, make sure that they're able to group up and really kind of press forward. If they can fix their lanes, Mundo has to answer to a side. Even though Mundo is a menace right now in the side lane, if they can fix their lanes and get all 5 members of CMU to group together, I want to see CMU really start to press forward and initiate a fight with an Ornn horn and the Encore combo like they've been doing, and be able to just kind of steamroll over everybody, knowing that the TP's down for this Mundo.
Man, it's been 35 minutes in the game. We have roughly a little over 30 kills, and I still have no idea who's gonna take the victory here.
No,
It's just such a battle, such a war of attrition for both teams, back and forth. It's still anyone's game. This is insane.
yeah, we're getting to that point of the game where it doesn't really matter that what the gold is for both sides. It's just who's gonna play better, who's gonna be in a better position. And right now, I like the fact that because a lot of these final builds are coming through for like these carries, that the Ornn and his upgrading for the entirety of his team has basically given everyone a free item on top of that. So right now CMU is a lot stronger than they look on paper. But now everything's lining up. That's a nice vibe jumping in, but here comes the Ornn horn. They're looking. Oh, but the trap was able to stop them. Now the ultimate coming out from the buy. They're all jumping to the back. The Feather Storm comes through, but now everyone's trying to CMU trying to run down Mystic. Mystic's gonna go down. Now everyone's trying to follow onto this Karma, but Ari's still in the back line. Everyone still needs to be wary of this Ari because he still can clean up. He could pentakill if he was able to get any type of charm, but now he's gonna be completely isolated out by the side of this Ornn. But while he's doing that, everyone else here is going to be focusing onto
They only have 1 minion.
They only have 1 minion, but that's all they need. Lux going to be able to completely back this up now. Here comes the Ornn. He's going to be able to bring in 1 more minion for him, and that is going to be the game, ladies and gentlemen. That is game number 1 going into the victory of CMU, and that was one hell of a game coming out from both sides. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm going to see you all in game number 2.